I'd say that's working. And I'd say a minute's probably a good amount of time between. Look at that. Cool. Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Quantus on the FTOG server. In the last few episodes, we have been working on the paintball arena, but I think we're pretty close to finish now, and I'll show you where we're up to in a moment. But in this episode, we've progressed into the steel era, and I thought, let's work on something to do with Steve's carts. So, let's get started. So, we're here in the station for the paintball area. We started off the test game in here. Since then, I've made a few improvements, including adding in a ticket booth, and we've added some stairs with two little areas to get to the various towers. We'll head down here though. As you can see, this is the yellow side. We've got a collection infinity and soulbound bows, a whole bunch of yellow armor, some chests for people to put their stuff in, furnace, crafting table, and of course a way up. And the red side is exactly the same except for the items are all red. So we'll just head up here though. When you spawn, you will sleep down below in the changing rooms, we'll call them. And you'll come up here, and of course you'll be able to escape from here rather than everybody coming out at the same location, which did prove to be a bit of a problem. And of course, I've also finished off the tunnel along here with the bricks, which we needed all the clay for, a bit of brown hardened clay, and I think it came out pretty well. I was going to put one last thing in here just to finish it off, which was an Evilcraft blood chest, which would let the items be auto-repaired. However, it does have a few flaws with it, and really I don't want that at the moment. So I think for now we'll say the paintball area is finished off, and we'll come back when we've got access to a later technology. But for now, I'm going to head back to the base, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we're back here at the base after a quick trip to the gold farm. Now, the first thing we're going to need to make is the cart assembler. What this does is it joins all the cart pieces together. So we'll need one of these for all the various carts we're going to work with. So first thing we actually need to make is a whole bunch of simple PCBs. Now, I believe we need quite a few of these. And it would help if I convert my large collection of gold and stuff into ingots. This guy here, I'll make a whole bunch of PCBs. That should be fine. I hope. And then we need some stone, which I don't actually have any stone. Get some stone out of there. And make this guy like that. We only need the one. And we'll just get rid of all these. And we'll put it probably over here with the rest of these things. It doesn't require any form of power but coal. So the first thing we'll need to do is actually make a hull. So there's 4 different types of hulls. You've got a wooden hull, a standard hull, a reinforced hull, and the mechanical big, which is just a hull. Now what makes the difference is you can see here they have a modular capacity, and the amount of complexity they have, and the maximum number of engines. The wooden by itself has a 50 and 15, whereas the capacity on the standard is 200, and you can have 3 engines. Now, if you look at some of the add-ons and stuff we build here, for example, it says it's got a modular cost of 3, or 6, or 20, or whatever. And of course, that has to be able to fit into your modular capacity, but it also has to be able to, you can't go any more than the cap. So we can't put something that's got 16 into something that's got a cap of 15. But what we need to do is we're going to make the standard hull. which requires some iron wheels. There's 2 of those, that wasn't very helpful. 2 of those. And then 1 of these. And we can actually put that straight into here. We can actually shift click it to make it nice and easy. And you'll see that everything opens up that we're allowed. So we can have our 3 engines. We can have a tool, attachments, storage, add-ons. And if we wanted to, we can make it straight now. Basically, how make a cart and that'll run on the on the tracks. However, we're going to make also a coal engine, which is this one here. Requires a furnace and a couple of pistons, which requires some wood, which oddly enough is what we're actually trying to make. We'll convert those into planks. Back into here and piston. Oh dear, we've run out of redstone already. Didn't take much. That's right, we have plenty of redstone available. 1 more of those. And that will give us a coal engine. Now of course you need an engine to run each of the carts. In this case though we only need the coal engine. You can have a solar engine, but it requires a visible sun, and if it's going underneath the trees, then it doesn't power, it just doesn't help. So because we're making a tree farm, it's nice and easy to make charcoal. In fact, in order to do that, we need to make ourselves a smelter, that one there. So we need to make another furnace. And then we make our combine our furnace with a PCB. And that gives us a smelter. In this case, we're going to make it an advanced one though, which requires some diamonds. Hopefully we've got some diamonds available. The cool thing about Steve's carts is you can make a quarry type cart. So we'll grab 8 diamonds, that should be enough for now, hopefully. I'm not making anything complex. I hope. In a future episode we'll probably look at the quarries, because they're quite nice to have a quarry around. I'm making the advanced one of these. Missing items? Which are items? This one. And keep losing it. Now the reason why we're making the advanced smelter is because the basic smelter will smelt it down, put it back in the cargo space, but we need the wood that we chop down goes into the smelter, and then we want to be able to put it into the engine, because of course we've got a coal engine. So we'll put that in here as well, and that'll go an add-on. Now there's no point having a cart if we don't have a chopping cart, if we don't have a wood chopping thing. So a basic wood cutter, quite expensive here, because we need, what, 1, 2, 3, 5 of these guys, which all require 1 diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully we'll get that back. We'll be able to, it'll be worth the money. We also need to have some saplings and another advanced. 1 of those, and some saplings. I have some birch saplings available, that should be fine. 1 of those, which gives us a wood cutting core. Go into there, place 1 of these guys, and our basic wood cutter. And that should fill the tool slot. Awesome. Another thing we'll need is somewhere to store the stuff that's coming in. So we've got various different types. There's a side chest, there's a top chest, a front chest, and internal storage, which is quite expensive. We'll go for a top chest. We'll actually need some wood. Okay. So we have some spruce wood in here. Make some of those. Gives us 32, so hopefully it will be enough for what you need. Top chest. plus this guy, which is chest latch. And if I remember correctly, it's one of those. I get quite a few of those too. Place it around there. And doink. Oh, that was internal storage. It's not quite what I wanted. Will it fit in there? Oh, yeah, okay, that seemed to work. It's going to take 31 minutes to make this. Actually, let's see if we can make the top chest. Because it will be a little cheaper, maybe. So this one, missing items. What are we missing? Huge chest. Need 6 of those. So let's make 6. Good enough. Enough for 2. Need more planks. Five, 6. A funny feeling I need something else. Oh no, just enough of that one there. And the big advantage is it's only going to cost 6 in the modular side of things. That's probably all we need. What we'll do now is we need to get some coal to fuel it. Do I have coal around here somewhere? So we'll put some of that in here. And that'll give it some power. Let's go click assemble. And then in 30 minutes or so, I'll be back to show you what we're doing there. Okay, so that looks like it's finished. So let's go up to the little area. Actually, no, sorry, we need a couple more things first. So we'll need a cargo manager, which is a lot of stuff. Okay, that's fine. We can make some of that, some of that. Okay, no, we need some more wood. It's fine. Cargo manager. Lots of these iron plates, which require some of the chest plates, which require some wood, which I just got rid of. I need to sort my inventories out a little bit. I'm thinking I might upgrade to something else because these are a little bit complicated in terms of having everything there. So grab some of those. It goes 32 of those. This guy, that guy. 8 of those, I believe, around there. No. Missing one iron pane. Oh, I am too. Oh, that's really. Okay, that's a lot of crafting right there. What I'll do, I know I've just come back, but I'll cut and I'll come back to this once I've actually got it all. I didn't realize it was so much. Okay, so I've made the cargo manager. I've also made a advanced detector rail, which is required from Steve's carts. Just pretty simple recipe, just a couple of stone pressure plates with iron ingot and redstone. And I've also made a direction rail from extra rails. Once again, just a reasonably simple recipe. But I have just noticed, however, that I have actually forgotten something to put on there. I went to get some bone meal, and I haven't actually put a fertilizer in here. And of course, it will provide the trees with bone meal in order to make them grow faster. And what I'll do is, off camera, I'll try and get one of these set up. But for now, let's go upstairs. You can see here I've got some booster track, and the plan is to make it so that the saplings are placed along the two sides here, and then of course when it can then harvest between the two. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to place down a direction rail over here. Placed about, oh no, other way, on that other direction. Now the other direction. That direction. We need to give it a lever. It needs to be turned on like that. And what that will do from extra, what that will do is when the cart gets up to here, it'll just change the direction and point it back this way. It's quite cool. What I am planning on doing at some point is probably connecting this up to the base somehow. Don't know how just at the moment. I think it might be quite cool to actually have rails going between the various, kind of like a spawn track rail here. Just having rails going between the two hills, and of course then you could see the carts going around. I think it'll look quite cool. So I might do that off camera, probably between episodes. But for now, let's put down the cargo manager there. And if you have a cargo manager, you have to have a advanced detector rail. Place that there. And then in here, it looks a little bit complex, but it's not really. I like the little pictures on the sides. The vanilla textures, of course, are just colors. And in this case, we're working with the blue. So this is the blue side here. You can change what color it is. So you can make it yellow, in which case you have two yellows, which would allow you to take things in and out. I'll work with blue for now. Change transfer direction to the cart. Now we want to pull from the cart. We want to change the turnback setting, because currently what will happen is it'll get to here. Once it's empty, it'll then send it back that way. Just sleep for a second. Whereas if we change the turnback direction, this one, we can send it back so that when it gets to here, when it's finished, it'll send it back there. Kind of like what we've got for the direction rail at the back there. Booster tracks, hopefully will make it go fast. I'm not sure, I haven't tested this yet. However, so we set everything up there, so that should transfer from the cart when it gets there, turn it around. Yep. And so what we should be able to do is replace this guy there. We'll need to give it some fuel. We have some charcoal here, so we'll put a couple bits of charcoal. Oh, actually no, we won't do it. We need to put some saplings in there so I can place them. The top chest is where the items, like the wood, will be placed. We need to change this guy here so that it's placing its output into the engine. Do we do like that? It's birchwood. And what that will do is if there is birchwood in here, it'll take birchwood, put it into the smelter, cook it up, and stick it into the engine. And this is why I said we needed the advanced smelter, because the normal smelter doesn't have this option and you can't choose a stack. So what I also want to do is I want to say control click and go down one, which means it will only ever store 64 in the engine. Hopefully that will do what we need. Let's throw some charcoal onto here. And it should auto place, look at that. So what we're also going to do, so of course, as I said, if you had the fertilizer upgrade in there, it would be able to automatically grow the stuff as it comes along. Probably shouldn't stand there. And this guy's just going to keep going back and forward until he... What are you doing? Do you not like the direction rail? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, well let's I wonder if it's got a slight boost on it. What I might do, let's just turn off. Oh, now it works. Okay. Let's turn them off. Every time I go to turn them off, he goes away. Come back. Okay. Let's do it here then. Aha, now you can't do it. So he's disabled now. Let's move this guy then. Wonder if it will make a difference if I stick on a booster rail instead of the stick it there. We will need to put a redstone signal on it. Let's see if that makes a difference. So I'm going to high priority. That looks better. Oh, I thought we changed that. Did we not change that? Turn back up to transfer. Blue side. Okay, you're being weird. Thank you for being weird. How do I get you back on the track? Oh, I see. He's running the fuel. Okay. Is he eating all that fuel? I thought I gave him a whole stick of charcoal. Ah. Okay, yep. We need to set this guy here to, just by clicking on here, he needs to pull from the storage lots. Yeah, because otherwise, of course, by default it pulls from everything, which we don't want. So let's try that again. Let's put half of that in there. Not sure what all these zeros mean. Oops. Okay. Yep. Come back here. Have some charcoal. Not sure why he's going this way. Weird. Okay. It's fine. Let's just bone mail some of these guys. See what happens. Okay. There's a tree. Alright, so there you go, he's cut the tree down. And in theory he should have some birchwood, which he's cooking up, smelting, and then it ends up in the coal engine. But that is the basic idea of the tree farm. And as I said, I'll probably change him around so he has the fertilizer upgrade in him. Not too bad, not too difficult to make, and it doesn't need to be special, you know, just up, down. You don't have to use these directional rails, you could just do a big loop and have them come back and just go back around on the track. But it does make it a lot more compact to do it this way. So, go back into here, make our detector unit. One of those. Okay, so what this does, this really does put a bit of logic into the way it works. I wouldn't mind getting a timer as well, that'd be probably a good idea. So just a very basic timer, and we need a clock, which oddly I have one up here from a villager trade. In fact, I have a few of them up there apparently. Back into here, timer, one of those, and we'll place that there for now. We'll go back upstairs. Of course, one of the things I've noticed is that he's spending quite a bit of time just going back and forward and back and forward. And there's like there, that's going to be using fuel, and we don't want to be using fuel. So let's go into here and just stop him. We'll put another one of those guys. Oh, well, that wasn't very helpful. We actually need to place the detector station. And what this block will do is with this rail on top, it will detect the card that's going on top. And then if that card has one of these modules, or as one of these states, or as in a certain flow, and I'll get to that in a second, then it will it'll let the cart go. Otherwise, it will hold it there. In this case, what we're actually going to do though is we're going to just set it really basically to be. Actually need to put it into here. This is the yellow side, so I'm going to set this to yellow. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to look at the block that's in the yellow slot, which is going to be our detector redstone unit. Now, of course, you can do other things in here. You don't have to do this, but the redstone unit will actually take redstone signals. So our little timer that we placed over here, or we're going to place over here at least, we can make it so that it's sitting. Look at that. Currently on 100. Yep. So it's going in the yellow side. So if we go into here and we say it's got yellow. So if the yellow side has a redstone input, then send on its way. So we'll turn this guy back on now. And the good thing is when he's not running, when he's stopped on one of these guys, they're not taking any power. So he's not going to be wasting any resources. He'll be taking down that tree at the moment. Yep. So as you can see, he's just sitting there. And then he'll move on. And every 100 seconds, actually it looks like 100 ticks. So if we make it, I don't know, 300? Oh, 200. Every 10 seconds. 200. So every 10 seconds, it will trigger the cart to go. Now, one of the problems I just realized though is it's stopping both sides. We probably need to put, let's, detector on these guys. What's that require? Okay. Let me go make one of those and we're back in a second. Okay, so I've got a detector rail. And what we want to do here, just waiting for that tick to go over here, we can just turn them off, can't we? Okay, so we'll take out one of these booster tracks and place that there. And what that'll do, of course, is that when the cart goes over it, like it just did, it'll actually send out a redstone signal. And what we want to do is possibly on the block under it somehow. Possibly get in that hole. Look at that. There. If we place some dirt in there, like that. Where's the redstone? There. Okay, so as you can see, the cart's sitting on top of it at the moment, so it gives a redstone signal. So if we go and just place a block like that, place that there. How can I get that into there? I'm going to have to put a repeater on, I think. Yeah. That's fine. Let's make a repeater. I should have enough to make one of those right now. Repeat. That over there. And we will run it into this block, which will mean it's coming out from the... doesn't say. Okay, I have to go into the block to find it. We'll put that there though. And run the redstone around here. Okay. That lever is going to be a pain. Let's just take that out. It's going to break everything, isn't it? Put it there. Because of course we don't want that triggering the rest of it, so we'll quickly close that up. Go up here, I'll take out those blocks there. And we need to turn this guy back on. High priority. So of course, currently that's not going to do anything. So we're still waiting for this 100 block tick. But when the cart goes over top of this detector rail, it'll trigger the redstone signal, which will then come into here. So we can take out this guy. So that was north redstone input in the red. We'll go, we want to do OR. So either that one or that one. We want to grab it from the bottom. Or we want to pull it from the red, was it? I think it was red. No, yellow. So we're going to grab the yellow side. So every 200 ticks, it'll trigger the cart. And on the way back, the detector rail will trigger the cart. Well, it has me confused, because that's not what's meant to happen. I think I need to figure out what's going on here, because it's obviously not liking the direction rail. And I could do a loop track, but this direction rail should work. So I might come back in a moment. Okay, I couldn't figure out what was going on. It should be working, but for some reason not. So what I've done is I just made a little bit of a loop track, extended out the piece, one more block, and then just sent it around in a circle like this. I've also set the timer to 1 minute. So every minute it will send it on its way. But what I will do between episodes is connect up the this track to the base somehow, so that the items are actually placed downstairs. Might move the cargo manager and the holding tractor down there as well, just to keep it all in one place. In the next episode we'll probably look at some other Steve's Factory Manager carts besides this one. But I think for now, I'm going to end the episode here. If you've enjoyed the episode or learned anything from it, please do hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, like what you saw, hit the subscribe. Hi. Hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or just want to say, wow, you got a big face, leave a comment down below. But otherwise, have a great day, and see ya!